Sorry.
Seven o'clock, thank you. Would everyone please rise for the pledge of allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I do want to start tonight's meeting by with a moment of silence. First for Council Member Feld's mother who passed this week. He will not be with us tonight. And also for former Council Member Tom Hardy. It's just hard to overestimate Tom's legacy to Hillsdale and what he did over the 3 decades. Literally everywhere you look in Hillsdale, his imprint is there. Sending the best to his husband Howard and his entire family. He's the reason I'm in this chair, and the reason a lot of us are here. I don't know what else I could say. But if we could just take a moment of silence for everyone's mom and for Tom Hardy. Okay, thank you. Would we like to anything or anybody else? No. Okay, it's a true loss to the community. Okay, we have 10 minutes of public comment. So if anyone would like to comment, please let me know. I know John had some thoughts. So I'll start with you, John, and Andrew. Great, we have go. If you don't mind going first, that would be great. Yes, so yeah.
Anyhow, my name is John Peter Barski, and I live in the county of 21. And we're having some issues with people aggressively driving, tailgating when you're coming down or road where it's high. And they're trying to push it down the road. And you've had a number of accidents. As a matter of fact, after getting signatures from other people, I found other accidents besides when we had at my house. And that was when we were going to go gardening along our fence and put some plants in. My son called and that changed the whole thing. And it kept us from finding out that split rail fence and the mailbox was gone. And that the car with 4 ladies in it turned over in our field. And I've just been hearing one story after another where people with small children having a hard time getting out of there because it's too quick. Where the new bridge is that was replaced about 5 years ago or so, the speed sign that said 35 is really not good because the one before it is 45. As you're coming down the hill, gaining momentum. Unfortunately, someone must have needed that 35 sign, which would really be important, and it's not there. It was probably used under other construction. Thank you. But I met a lot of nice neighbors that I didn't know, and they feel the same way about things as I do. And I hope we can resolve this because other people will be hurt. I just found out from another person in the family that he had a collision that he could hear and ran out. And when you have a big vehicle and another big vehicle on those winding roads and up and down the hills, they hit into each other. The man crossed the line and the car went on fire. And I'm sure he was taken to the hospital.
Yeah, I live at County Route 1025, County Route 21, which is down from Matt Shova's farm up there, and it's a long straight hill down, and I pulled out of my driveway. I've had people, instead of slowing down, like drive around me. When my cats was run over, my trash cans were like hit and thrown into the bush. You know, it seems, and yeah, it seems it's getting worse. And with 23 closed, there was a lot more traffic coming that way. I realize that's 23 open again, but yeah, I'm just worried. There's that intersection right there on Congo Road. I hear a lot of brakes squealing, and you know, like wheels squealing at night from people peeling out of there, and it seems everyone's in a rush, and people have less and less time to slow down if you're pulling out or show each other courtesy. And there isn't really any speed limit signs. There's one closer to Hollowville where it goes down to 35. But a lot of trucks and cars, you know, they see that straight up the hill, and I think trucks like gunning it because, you know, the trucks downshift and the exhaust sounds good and whatever, but it just seems like there's a lot of cars going past, you know, 50, 60, 70 miles an hour. It's, if you know, if a kid or a dog or anything wolves, you know, there's no time to stop. And like John said, I'm just worried at some point somebody's gonna get hurt.
Okay, thank you for coming.
Can I just say one thing that
Yeah,
about what he just said about, I'm going to my driveway, right? I got my signal on before there. The car whips around me in the other direction of traffic, yet there's a bend where that person comes. I've already pulled out my driveway and the person flies up behind me from that turn. There's a turn at each end of my property, so it doesn't help, but we're concerned.
okay, thank you. Miles, you had your hand up, and then me.
Traffic safety seems to be the theme for the evening. I just wanted to comment on the pending petition regarding and the resolution regarding traffic and potential abatement of speed limits and additional signage on Texas Hill Road and Lockwood. I know we'll get to it on the agenda that you know there's some administrative things that we need to do. Clearly, petitioning people around Labor Day is not an easy thing. I did want to note, I looked at the draft resolution that was on the agenda. The draft resolution that the town provided states desire to put the speed limit on Texas Hill 35 miles an hour. Our petition says 25.
Okay.
25, you know, let's face it, everybody takes a little liberty. So 35 becomes 40 or 45, 25 becomes more like 30, more reasonable on the road. You know, it's still dangerous. I share a personal experience as well. This past weekend, I was up around 320 Texas Hill Road. And at one of the curves that is lined, another car, small car, came at a much higher rate of speed than I did. What I was driving, and I was forced off the road. Thankfully, there was space to do it, but it was admittedly scary. Further to the resolution regarding the two roads, I know that there's a discussion about signage. What we would ask is that we understand what signage is available through the towns. We don't have to go through the state, not necessarily to actually plan and propose signage. Our preference is to do the speed limit. We think that sends the strongest signal to any driver on the road to be cautious, but we'd at least like to know what the options are before we start planting things down.
Okay,
You know, again, because of the nature of the road, we prefer to keep the signage limited, but we definitely want to warn drivers. So I appreciate the opportunity and look forward to the discussion.
okay, thank you, Mark. Ms. Gibson,
Yes,
you wanted to speak.
I'll be, I went.
You went,
Yeah.
it's your big chance. Uh-oh,
Anybody looks either on Office for Aging website and or on the town website, the Office for Aging is doing a survey and they're encouraging all seniors to please fill it out because they want to get an idea of what the needs are in the county. And so if anybody could converge that anyway, I
absolutely.
just encourage somebody at the blessing box, and said, you know about the survey, and people are like, no, and I said, you know, and they said, well, you know, us old people, we're not taking care of that. Well, make your voices heard.
We have little business cards, and we do have a couple printed out downstairs. If you want to do it tonight, obviously online is the
Right.
quickest way to do it.
Well, not only is it quickest, but it's easier for them,
Yes,
because then they can put it, no one's gonna have to enter the data on the paper. But
Yeah.
they're encouraging everybody possible to do it online.
great. It's also linked at the bottom of the agenda with the brief description. There's also a PDF version. So I admit I got it. It said anyone 60 or above, and I was like, nah. But then I realized I am 60 or above by a few months, so I did fill it out. So it was a bit of a shock, though.
Yeah.
So, but I did it.
They
So
did say they found somewhere, which I think is really interesting, that Hillsdale has more people and seniors on disability than any other town in the county, which I was like, wow. So I guess
Okay.
that's from the census possibly, is that,
yeah,
I'm not sure where it comes from.
yeah,
I
percentage.
should know, but
Yeah, it's probably a percentage.
Yeah.
Okay, so and then this gets all collated. You'll be making some decisions about, you know, what
The county
seniors,
will.
the county will, yeah.
that's great.
And we met with the head of the
Dina?
Nina, who's a real go-getter and really impressive, and I know will do great things. So I know this is the first step, so thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Anyone over 60, not you, not you. Okay, you soon. No,
What?
over 60. 2 weeks, you can fill it out.
No, it's longer than 2 weeks.
Okay, 3 weeks, okay.
Mom,
Sorry to out you there. Okay, on to the agenda. The approval of minutes, motion to approve the August 19th minutes. Can I get a motion to approve, please?
I make a motion.
Can I get a second? Any discussion, please?
Is it the standard that we don't include the public commentary in the minutes, just generally? Okay.
It's not required.
I know it's not required, I just wondered if we did that generally.
All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. Okay, so there was a discrepancy on the dates of the July 21st meeting. Rabina was not here at the August meeting, so he really couldn't work it out. Rabina, do you want to speak to this?
Yeah, it said in the notes that I read that Jamie didn't say that she would have I can't remember correctly, speaking, didn't say that she would have the
Grant
grant
proposal.
proposal done by the next day, but you did. You said it, if we could have found it 56:03 on the Zoom meeting.
But that would have been impossible because
you
there
said-
was an No, that was the next draft. So we had an entire week after that, where
Like you said.
Mike and others contributed to the draft. So of course there couldn't be a final.
You made
day
that
after
statement, and that's what I have to write, I can't make that mistake.
I think it's I think it's unnecessary, first of all, and very misinforming. Because
It's not intended to, it's intended to
Well-
be an accurate conversation and accurate report conversation. So you said it, and that's what I was thinking.
well, I think for the amount of work that I put into these grants, I think that
It's got nothing to do with the minutes. Be honest, I mean, it hasn't. I know the amount of
just-
work you put into the.
I
grant.
mean. Everyone here knows, I mean, the entire board knows the demo, but.
And that's what I'm gonna do.
Motion to approve as originally written. Steve, I'll second it.
I'm unclear, sorry, I couldn't hear. What
So
is-
there was a discrepancy
Yeah.
whether it was said that the grant proposal would be ready on
Finalized.
one date as opposed to another date. Our clerk has, I believe, a audio recording. There may be some confusion as to which draft. I don't know if this is a,
The reason why this matters is because the official record then shows that I somehow lied to my board and didn't. Deliver the final draft of the grant by the date that was agreed upon, and I did. And we worked together to achieve that very short timeline. So,
Could it be possible that, factually, it's on the thing that, whatever you said, Jamie said. But could it be that we could amend it or add something to it to say that, the council person is saying that she misspoke at that time?
Well, you can certainly
Or-
put that in today's minutes.
you can turn in today's
You know,
minute
that it was,
that,
If it was
That
came
the-
across that way, that it was a misunderstanding or. You certainly can clarify it. so
that the grant was
So we
submitted
can
on.
clarify it.
This
So we
is
can
the-
clarify it for the minutes that were voted on.
Yeah, Yeah.
the draft was provided to the board when I said it would be the very next day
Okay.
after that meeting. And it was then a week or more that many people on an email chain, board members and others included, were able to comment and provide input on that grant application.
okay, so can you include that in the minutes for this meeting?
I'll be listening to the minutes.
The listen, okay,
Both the recordings on Zoom and the one on my phone. And write down exactly what
Okay.
I said.
so let's,
This is always a tricky area because, minutes have to record certain things, motions, actions, and that. Dialogue, narrative, conversations. They very typically include some summary of what was discussed. That's not a legal requirement. So you start to get into some subjectivity. Things are not always, they're not required to be included. They're not required to be recited verbatim. There can be summaries of descriptions and such. So, the point of them is to give. To the extent you're including narratives and discussions, give an understanding of what transpired.
can
But
we strike it or move this? I don't know what to do. I mean, the minutes are the minutes. They have been filed. We can make note in the minutes for this meeting that the grant application was submitted in a timely manner by Councilwoman Rhonda Nordenstrom.
yeah, there's not really. The clerk's supposed to
It's the.
make a record of what had transpired and beyond formal actions, votes and this and that. There's quite a bit of discretion, but as I said, you want to get it you want people to understand what actually went down.
Who you want to?
So I don't know that you're,
I can't say something that didn't happen. I can't say that. In the minutes of that meeting, I can't say
No,
that
but- I'm
the
sorry.
application was done on time, because at that point it wasn't, and we were in the meeting.
No, I understand that part, but there's no place within voting for the minutes that we could amend the minutes that we're voting for to add.
I can only add what was said.
No, but we can't amend something now
Of course, it's
from a
pub-
previous meeting.
You can amend it with something else that was said. Possibly, but you've got to listen to what was said.
No, I understand that clearly,
Right,
you know, and what was said, it's recorded, it's there, blah, blah, blah. But is
I mean, I
there,
think, given that the point is to reflect things and there is no requirement for a verbatim transcript of anything that went down.
I guess my question is not only this about, for anything, can minutes be amended?
Yes,
but only in the,
there's a spelling.
They
mistake
only
or
amended to
something.
the extent that you're incorrect.
Exactly.
Oh,
And they're
You know, you can't revisit what happened.
Okay.
Redo what happened, but.
so why don't we do this? Why don't we punt until the next
could be
meeting, we're being
omitted
if you could just
entirely.
write down the dialogue that you're fighting, and we can,
I mean, you can also just delete that. That
They would
section,
say, so I know
But
it's in
the-
the minutes. The
but-
minutes are already.
yeah, so my position is that. This is retaliatory in some way, so that's my position.
What? Retaliatory for what? What are you accusing me of now?
okay, we're gonna punt on this, if you get us the transcript.
did we
can
already
make
vote
it.
on it?
No, we did
I'm not
not,
doing the transcript, I'm gonna, we can listen to it.
yeah,
You can, without question, you can put in the minutes of this meeting.
right,
That if there was any misunderstanding about that, to clarify that this was in regard, that statement was, you know, council member.
okay,
It's clear that that statement was in regard to the draft that was presented the next day, and if there was any. Whatever, just clarify.
just to clarify in the minutes for
There's
this
no
meeting,
question you can add, you can explain
Clarify.
today what happened last time.
okay. So
It's a
that,
little trickier going back to what.
right, I mean, once the minutes are out, the minutes are out, we can't change them. We would just have to amend them here or clarify, so with that. Okay, with that clarification in the upcoming minutes, can I get all in favor of approving?
Approving the minutes?
Yeah. 3,
Aye.
against 9,
I mean, I just want one other point about minutes. The minutes are the duty of the clerk. And the board, there's no requirement to approve minutes. Minutes are valid as soon as they're filed.
Right.
It's the board, the clerk's responsibility to put in accurate minutes. So you're basically saying that you agree with them, but you actually are not dictating changes because
Okay.
that is the clerk's responsibility. So
Okay.
you're saying that you've read them and you agree that they are accurate, but regardless, the clerk files them as she finds them to be appropriate.
okay,
Well, I can make a statement in the town clerk's report that I will agree if there's a clarification necessary to those minutes, so I will make the amendment.
So
agreed,
something should be, some clarification.
Yeah.
okay. We have 3 ayes, nays, give me your nay. Abstain, okay. Okay, supervisor's report on the county level. Okay, a couple things, the Board of Supervisors is discussing a new bus acquisition for public transportation, to be funded by grants. We'll be talking about the hazard mitigation plan, in our own agenda. We do have a new time off policy revision for all of the, departments on the county level, trying to, hone in the procedures and, with the aim of, enhancing staff retention. We also are highlighting, or I want to highlight the threats of the impending federal budget cuts. There was a recent article entitled "What Medicaid Cuts Will Mean to One Rural Hospital," which focused on Columbia Memorial. Supervisor Chimides was quoted extensively. We're looking at possible, cut of $911 billion in federal Medicaid, and this is in addition to cuts to the Affordable Health Care Act. This would be catastrophic to our local hospitals. Honestly, the Board of Supervisors is just beginning to grapple with this. I do urge you to seek out the article. I know Supervisor Chimides has posted it. But this is certainly looming large in our discussions. In the August financials, we did make a clarification on a budget line earlier this month with about the town web. It's got rid of the deficit that was shown. I do have a budget amendment regarding the highway department and CHIPS funding. The good news is we did get more CHIPS funding than we were originally allotted or expecting. Let me just bring this up so I can read it. You have this printed out. I just read that, the budget amendment. We had an increase in $26,117 to CHIPS that comes later in the year from the initial 284 agreement where we find out, the state does their budgeting in April, and so we thankfully got more money. We do have to allocate some money from Rich's allocations for the work that was already done on equipment for CHIPS. Does you want to say anything at this point?
That's a coding thing, but the equipment, it's not equipment.
Okay,
That's the way the budget's drafted. Point
Right.
two is,
point two is point two.
yes.
Okay, and this is what happens with CHIPS funding is,
Yeah, because, and the reason for the amendment is the yearly thing of putting in as much expenses in the beginning half of the year to get reimbursed, so that we're not on the downfall.
Right.
side. So then, this is what we worked out with the accountant to get reimbursed a larger amount of money, and then do the amendment.
yeah, we don't want to come up short.
Year.
Okay,
So I got to do chip sealing in January or February, so we can't get reimbursed maybe. But we can purchase the gravel and stuff, so that's the way we work.
okay. Can I get a motion to approve the budget amendment?
I make a motion.
Second,
Okay. Further discussion?
Yeah, I have one, just to clarify, so the increase in chips, we temporarily place it under machinery equipment, or are you saying that
No,
that
that's it,
label is not accurate? That
That's
accounting code is not accurate.
the accountant has a 0.2 line. When that switched with the accountant, instead of a 0.2, I'm sorry, a 0.4 and 0.401, he changed it to 0.2, which is equipment, we don't have equipment of their chips. Well, so that's the only thing that's in the budget that I can put the chips cost on.
But doesn't chips have its own effective?
Are you listening to me?
Yeah, I listen.
I just said what was going on.
Yeah.
I don't make that choice. The accountant put it at 0.2, so
Okay.
that's the only thing that can be billed to.
Okay, so it's an accounting procedure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nothing to do
And
with.
this is to ensure that we do spend the entirety of our CHIPS money.
Correct.
Yeah, we do not want to not spend that way. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Can I sign that? Any again?
I'm gonna abstain just based on that, we don't have Patterson's input on this yet.
Okay. All right, and if we could sign that, okay, town clerk report, Ravina.
Yes, I will review the minutes of the 21st on Zoom and on my recordings. And if there's any further clarification necessary, I will make amendments to those minutes. If there isn't, I won't. We've been pretty busy this month. Setting up and getting organized. Everyone got the town budget, the new budget. Sent it out today. Workshops start next week. And
Here we go.
pretty much it, yeah.
Okay, thank you. Onto the sewer, and we've got a special guest, right? Where is he? Oh, he's in the back. This is Wilton Flower back there. This is Mr. Les Kuhn from H2O Innovation, right? Which is our sewer operator, and I just want to take this moment to thank you. There was a call Sunday morning at 7:30 a.m., which I actually got, and I called Les, and we were on site at probably what 9 a.m. on a Sunday morning. I honestly don't know where we would be without H2O innovation and the remarkable strides we've made in maintaining our sewer wastewater plant. So thank you.
What happened?
The Twisted Sister, there was some kind of a backup. We're still investigating whether a pump wasn't working. But the pump was working. Okay, so we're still investigating the cause of the,
Yes.
okay, all right.
So backed up into Twisted Sister.
Well, was it,
The other
they
way.
started to smell some things and
Yeah.
obviously the alarm went off. The alarm
Yeah.
did go off. Obviously, Kevin was right to be concerned that it's not going further, so we lifted the lid, or you lifted the lid with Kevin's help and got Baldwin right in there. So we're still investigating and we'll keep you posted, but thank
Could it
you.
be a critter?
I don't know. We'll let y'all
That's
know.
also Jack finger.
Yeah.
So on to the big sewer project, unless I'll get you in a minute. We'll come back to you. So, we are, the current balance in our sewer fund, accounting for all the reimbursements that still have to come in, is approximately $88,000. I do want to report that the reimbursement from the owner of 22 Anthony Street did send a check that arrived today. So that isn't accounted for. It's still counted as a future incoming funds, but that will be off the books
Is that the
soon.
house that had the construction accident?
That removed the panel,
Control and.
the control panel. The panel has been replaced,
Right.
the tank has been pumped, and we have been fully reimbursed. So, net, with going with the estimate of $477,000 for this project that we are about to embark on, just been counting for all the reimbursements that we will be putting in for. And if we were to spend down to zero in our sewer account, we would be left with a total debit around $33,000. Which is we will have end up spending $700,000 on the sewer, and to only end up with a debt of $33,000 is, this does not take into account that we're about to get the fourth quarter fees sent out on October 1st, and then the tax levy, all the people who haven't paid will have that on their taxes, so in January and February, we'll get that in. Of course, there's ongoing costs, H2O on a monthly basis and stuff like that, but so that's a rough idea. As you know, I'm trying to keep a very close, transparent accounting of what's going on. But I want to bring a lesson for our Adirondack testing results. Part of the DEC mandate, let's call it, was to get updated testing for a speedies permit, and they were very considerate in not giving us an extension in the testing until we got these new fabrics in. And my layperson's reading of the results are that we're much better than we were. But you tell me, we're
By far, considerably better than where we were when we started back, almost a year and a half ago.
yeah,
When we first met, when we first met, to give everybody a picture, it might as well have just been raw sewer being injected into your leach fields. That's pretty much what it was.
and it smelled.
Yeah, and it smelled really bad.
Yeah,
The filter fabrics were extremely far gone. I know the big question is, how did they get that way? In essence, the basics is lack of maintenance.
mhm,
I can tell you that my team, we are proactively working towards, maintaining the new fabrics and continuing to, maintain the upgrades that you guys have thus put forth so far for us. And the results that we have now are so much different, where you couldn't even see through the water before. It was murky and cloudy, and it is
near clear. So that's pretty good.
Excellent. Does anybody have any questions for Les? I know this is,
I was down there, I saw that mess.
yeah, I mean, the fabrics are, you know, and these guys are washing a pot a day, right? Or a pot a week, or
I'm sorry.
you're continuing to wash the pods on a regular schedule.
On a daily basis, there are 7 pods and we clean what are called spinner knobs.
Mhm.
And that's what distributes the wastewater up on the fabric. The fabric grows what's called a zoopleural film. Many of you will recognize it when I say, you ever walk in a stream and slip on a rock?
Yes,
That film is called zoopleural film. That's nature's way of cleaning dirty water. All we do is advance it and make it happen faster and do it in a container. So that's what we grow. We don't clean the fabrics unless we have something that's called bridging. And that bridging comes from either excessive mass or that biofilm, or what happens often here is fat oils and grease. And we've increased our grease trap cleanings to, I believe, we're at quarterly now.
Yeah.
So hopefully as we continue to move, to be, improvements there.
All right. Thank you. I think we all are very appreciative of just the remarkable turnaround that's happened. And then again, thank you. I can't say this enough to Assemblymember Barrett and State Senator Hinchey. True lifesavers, and thank you for your continued diligence. I'll just tell you a story. These guys came in for an interview and we're like, yeah, you got, yeah, because there was literally nobody kind of like, thank God we found it, but like, yeah, let's go and do the paperwork. And they're like, no, we want to stay clean because this is bad. And so I knew right away that we were in good hands. And so I'm going to stop for now, but thank you. So we do have a final drawings and report from CPL, which has been approved by James Malcolm at the DEC. The DEC has been, I would say, very impressed by what we've been able to do. We're still facing a tight time frame. We are under emergency edict. Delays happen, I understand, but we've got to get this done. So we're going to be moving fast from here on out before the first snow, before the ground freezes, to get these absorption fields going. So can I get a motion to approve the plan submitted by CPL for the wastewater absorption bed rehabilitation project?
I make a motion.
Thanks. George could not be here tonight, but he went through the preliminary plans with the board. Was that last meeting? Or the meeting? I think it was last meeting. And again, they have been approved by DEC. Hearing no discussion, all in favor?
I just.
Yeah, sure.
I'm just reviewing the links again.
Mhm.
So, the committee reviewed this, or who, I know, obviously, we put this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the DEC has reviewed, and their approval letter is linked above.
okay,
And George did go through this. I believe it was the last meeting of what the general plans were. Again, this is.
just what exactly are we voting for?
We're-
For just the adoption of this plan?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah, so what's basically, in a nutshell, he's taking the broken leach fields. He's gonna build slightly in back and on top. And he's going to make sure, the problem with the leach fields now is there's no separation between leach field 1, leach field 2, and leach field 3, which is just a recipe for disaster because you're not recycling your leach fields and letting them recover. So putting a clay barrier in between each leach field, so we'll be able to properly rotate, and that way they won't fail. This is, the solution that should last a good 15 to 20 years. There's new technology we can look at for, even further solutions, but in order to satisfy DEC and their edict to get this fixed or face substantial fines, this is the best scenario that we have.
And so
Is this a resolution to authorize expenditure to do this?
that's minutes.
Well, we're under, we did an emergency, edict or emergency, we declared an emergency, so we will not be following standard bid procedures. We will get several
So this is
quotes.
To proceed on the plan, and now you're gonna solicit.
Yes, exactly.
Spending the money.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'll probably do that next week, because we gotta move fast. But we're not doing
Does
this,
and usually an engineering firm has a ballpark for something
We
like
do.
that.
oh yeah, it's 477.
Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
that was shared
Oh,
several months ago, and that's why you used to get the grants. And that does include a 10% contingency, but
So the preliminary plans used to get the grants or,
and the preliminary budget, yeah,
okay, so we work backwards from that number.
yeah,
Basically
exactly.
for this.
Yeah, and that's the number that's included in the Excel spreadsheet I just showed you, to get down to the 33. I'm hoping it'll be less, because we don't use the contingency, but hey, we have to do it, so. All in,
And
yeah.
that's the process.
You're gonna,
yeah, we're
now
gonna,
at this point, you're gonna send out requests for,
yes, quotes and stuff, yeah,
all right,
exactly,
so this is authorizing doing that, spending,
Yeah.
not spending. it.
right,
Okay.
right. Okay, all in favor?
I,
Thank you. Okay, we're gonna move fast on this, so
yep,
this, we'll probably do it next week during our budget meetings. If possible.
Yeah, I have another question regarding the sewer district.
Yeah.
I had asked, at our last meeting about some details or the documentation about the damage to the system at a private residence.
Yeah,
Is there any is
yeah,
there?
it was in the abstract, they got paid and we got reimbursed. They removed the panel completely. That was. So we bought a new panel and we got the reimbursement check today from the owner of the property.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it resolved itself.
Okay,
Yeah.
what, so that's, where is that?
22
listed?
Anthony, it's on the spreadsheet. 22 Anthony reimbursement. Babina's gonna cash the check tomorrow. It's the $840 for the pumping of the tank and the $5,000 for the replacement of the panel.
I'm not looking at the
Oh.
Excel sheets.
Oh, sorry.
I didn't know what.
Yeah. This is,
Am I looking at the right thing? The sewer?
yeah.
Okay.
It should be underneath the gray line. So that was spent and approved in the abstracts, but that's going to disappear next month because it'll be fully reimbursed.
how much was that? Dad?
Sorry.
$5,000.
Oh, I see.
5,050.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, thank you.
Sure, I'm trying my best. Okay, okay, so here we go again. We are about to spend a lot of money, which we are going to ask for reimbursement from the Crest grant. Crest grants, we still have money left over from Hinchey grant number 1, 56K. And then Hinchey grant number 2 is 175K and Barrett grant number 2 is 125K. We're gonna spend this money and New York State is gonna take whatever time it's gonna take. So I need permission to authorize use of funds from the Town of Hillsdale General Fund as what is de facto a bridge loan to pay for the rehabilitation absorption fields. We did this last year with the first 2 grants. I informed the board that I just paid off that bridge loan. The 78K for the panel has been paid off, and that's noted on the spreadsheet also. So motion to authorize use of funds from the general fund.
I make a motion.
Can I get a second? I hear it. So yeah, basically, we have to loan ourselves.
Spend it before we
Yeah.
get it reimbursed.
You'll notice in the resolution, there is the last paragraph is about notifying the Office of the Controller about the situation. I talked about Patterson about this. And he says, as long as it's fully disclosed and you notify them and of complete transparency, that's the way to go, because there's really, we have to do this.
Plus it's on the public record that we do.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah, we're good.
it's in the newsletter. It's, I know there was problems.
We know you're
with
not
the
taking the money. anyway.
Yeah, well, I know there were previous problems with undisclosed debt, which was a huge problem, but.
Okay,
And the good news is not anymore, but with 33K, we should be able to pay that off within a year, possibly
Yeah.
two. So we will have a payment plan all in place.
so just to go over, it, you have about, you said 200 grand from the grants, and you need how much to complete
300
this?
grand.
300, we have 350K, yeah, so.
And,
We,
and
sure.
it's raised from the district itself, right? I know I've asked this question.
yeah, no, the 350K is, state grants. But we do have money from the district itself. But what happens is, we're gonna spend all this money in October. We're gonna spend 477K. And we have 80K in the bank, so obviously we're gonna be short. But we're gonna write to the controller and say, hey, we know this looks bad, but we've got 356 coming in. And it will be repaid in full, and we will keep you posted, and if there's any overage, we will have a payment plan.
But
to do
if for this interim, we
Yeah.
don't raise the rate of tax in the service, right?
No,
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 okay.
yeah, we'll talk about that,
The
but
same service they had before, this leach field thing is really nothing to do with the people that pay for the news. It's the failure of the town to maintain it.
it's an unforeseen.
Yeah, no. of
Yeah,
course,
yeah.
But, yes.
Okay.
Everything ended up, all of my, in the end, it doesn't come out of town tax money, it comes
No.
out of grants or sewer district.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
No tax on money was used.
Alright, well,
Motion to approve,
I,
unanimous, thank you. Mr. Highway. Thank you for your monthly report, thank you for the work in front of my house.
Right. It's
Is
not
it-
because of you, it's because the other travelers already on the road, so
Yeah, well, I noticed a little hole and
they grow.
they grow, yeah, and it's a
All routine maintenance.
routine, yeah, thank you.
So really to all of this, the only thing I have to say is that with all your following stuff is that the town or nor the highway department determines the speed limit on the road. The state will come in and do a survey and they determine what it is.
Correct. So the procedure, as I understand it, is we pass a resolution. We fill out a TE9A form, which is just a simple sentence saying that we pass this resolution and send it to the county superintendent. He collates and then sends it on to the state. The state will come in, do surveys, and then get back to us on their decision.
yeah, how much does the county have a decision in this?
They don't,
yeah,
Okay,
it's just proceed, it's like the county plan, down to the county, it's just.
right,
Right.
And it's way up.
So for the Texas Owen County Route 21 people here tonight, what we'll do is we'll collate all the information. I do want to put it in the public record before voting. So give me your final petitions. We are meeting next week for another purpose, but I can definitely put an agenda together to pass the formal resolution. I'll fill out the TE9A and then get it to the county. If you need more time, just let me know, because we'll be meeting next week and then Thursday, Friday, and then sometime in mid-October and then our October meeting. So, but thank you for coming in tonight. I certainly understand your concerns and we will do all we can do. You had mentioned the signs on Texas Hill. We did link to a couple potential signs. Again, I think I'm gonna
Yeah. well,
punt on this until we find out about the speed limit.
speed limit,
Yeah.
correct.
So those are the signs that we're thinking about. I don't know if you saw them linked. Please write us and let us know, but it will depend on the speed limit also. And I understand you don't want to oversign the road, so we will definitely be taking that into concern, but let's wait until we get the speed determination. Sound good? I do want to mention the cemetery database. We have not had time. This is going to be a post sewer thing. Yeah.
I mean, it's-
Yeah.
Cemeteries are cemeteries.
Yeah, they're not going anywhere. The only thing it does come in is we can talk about in the budget. We did give the cemeteries an increase because I know you have more cemeteries, but we can talk about that during the budget process.
Yeah, we can, because you gotta also figure out that amount from the cemetery, how that roll over.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
that's not good, but-
Okay, cemeteries. Thank you. So, I would like to, okay, so, just quick sidebar, we might have to pass a resolution that's not in there to authorize the signing contract for the light poles. Should I jump to the light poles and use this, resolution number, or should I just stick to it and we'll do an A or B? I spoke it down, and I didn't put a resolution to approve, signing the contract pending lawyer,
Oh, likely.
yeah.
Okay, we can shut this down.
Okay, all right, we're still done. So I'm gonna continue on. Car show. Congratulations to Councilmember Joanna Barrow for a lovely event. I know the weather is the weather, but you missed a tornado and I think people had a really great time. I think the quality of cars was stellar.
It
Yeah.
it was really fun to do. A lot of credit goes to Alex Glenn and, Will McCutcheon,
Yes.
Steve Tiger, the Hamlet Committee, and so. I don't know about next year, we could talk about it, but, weather is, people with antique cars don't wanna come out in a tornado.
No, they do, or a drizzle.
Yeah.
Yeah, one drop of rain
We
there.
had to call that Saturday, do it on the Saturday because it was gonna rain Sunday morning and we knew the field was gonna be wet. So it was just like back to 33 cars showed up. We padded a few spaces with our own cars.
I could have brought my 2008 Jeep Grand Cherokee.
Nope.
No, all right.
2000 was the cutoff.
Oh,
We
damn it.
did let a Mustang in that was, I think, newer.
Okay.
Anyways, it was fun and I don't know, so I haven't spoken to you post-event yet about if we did raise any money.
I was meant to, I think it was like $300-400 from fees, yeah.
Not bad.
I will tally that up,
I mean,
based on.
the goal was to raise at least 1,500 through that, but
Yeah. But the
I
weather
was
is,
surprised that many cars showed up and the
Yeah.
guys were really great. They were very appreciative to be let go at.
Yeah.
1:00.
yeah, it was a great day in the park,
Yep,
great, so thank you.
you're welcome, thank you.
Next up is our next event, is the holiday tree lighting budget. We approved the actual event, but they need to approve the budget, which is the same as last year. The big budget item is actually the trees, which would have been put up anyway, and then a budget for some music and some miscellaneous. So can I get a motion to approve the expenditures up to $2,500 for the holiday tree lighting on December 6th? Please, and actually Jamie had her hand up first, but Jamie was second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
I,
Unanimous. Thank you. See you at the tree lighting. Next up is the Columbia County Hazard Mitigation Plan. I'd like to thank the committee that worked on this, David Lewis, Gretchen Stevens, Rich Briggs was in the mix, and the town board for reviewing this, and all the members of the public who gave comments on the plan. In order for, it has been approved, or it's about to be approved on the county level. In order for it to actually go to FEMA, they are requiring that each multi-municipality pass their own resolution. So that's what we're going to do here tonight. Volume 1 and Volume 2 is about 1,000 pages. Which you
Yeah.
print, okay,
I'm not printing that much.
don't, it's on the web, okay, all right, it's, I didn't put it in the packet, I put the link to, which
I'll
is
do a
different.
flash.
Yeah, there you go. So motion to approve adopting the August 15th, 2025 Columbia County Multi-Jurisdictional Hazard Mitigation Plan. Get a motion, please. Let's see, I get a second. Jamie, any further comments? All in favor? Okay, that needs to go to county and I'll talk to you tomorrow about that. Relocation of light poles on State Route 23. So, we did get one bid that we did accept. Ken is reviewing a contract, asked for an update, some updates, some substantial updates, because there were missing parts that George gave you, so I will forward that to the board. I guess I would just make a motion to approve signing the contract pending attorney approval. That sound good?
Yeah, I mean, the contract is based on the documents that
That were already, yeah,
first place, but
Yeah.
when they
when they,
put it together, they.
They left out. So you've all seen the contract in the original bid, but they left out exhibit A and exhibit B when they gave us a pen, so.
Some numbering got mixed up, or
Yeah.
things referred, they changed this section numbering, but some of the references still refer to the old section number, so it's a technical thing.
Yeah,
But it
Hayes
is,
makes
it
what,
is all affirming the specs and the contract that was sent out in
Right.
the first place.
that was in the bid.
So it's
Okay.
nothing new, it just has to be formally
Okay.
tightened up a little bit.
Motion for the supervisor to sign the contract pending attorney sign off, make a motion to. Steve, can I get a second? I'll second that. Further discussion, please.
Can you just repeat it again?
Sure, so in the original big contract, there was a contract that was part of the public record. When George went to collate the contract, there were just to make it the contract for me to sign and for the chosen contractor, McGregor, to sign. There were just some missing pieces from the original bid that weren't included, and some misnumbering, basically, is what we're looking at.
Seems that there were certain parts that were updated, had dates and amounts and this and that, and pull those out, but it was sort of consolidated into, but in doing so, some of the references, like it refers to something happening in section such and such. But when they redo this, some of the numbers get misaligned, so it refers to sections that aren't there, or it's a technical problem.
Yeah,
Trying to
the
consolidate
It's
the
a
thing.
formatting.
formatting issue, yeah, exactly.
You don't need to review this time.
No, so the contract's already, what was the proposed space.
Reviewed as part of the bid, yeah. And I do, again, this is time sensitive, I do want to get this done before the snow plows come. And so, I know we'll talk about this next week also, but hopefully you can get this all together, and it's just like, anyway, all in favor? Unanimous, thank you. Okay, things are happening. Okay, next up is short-term rentals. I forwarded to the board and put in the public record. As you know, Columbia County has engaged with Granicus to work on compliance with short-term rentals and tracking. What they do is they scrub every Airbnb, VRBO, Mr. B&B, whatever there is. I think there's like 40 of them. Completely scrub them and get a list of, okay, these are the people that are listed in your town. What Ramona and we have done is compare with who has paid and registered. And then the county has sent a letter of non-compliance. That was in July with a late August compliance date. Please do so by. Now, what we have to do is send up follow-up letters.
A second notice.
A second notice. Thank you. That's what I was looking for. Now, Granicus will do that for a fee. I talked to Lee and Ramona and Rabina, who feel that for the fee that they are charging, it would not be, we could do it ourselves. But what Granicus does offer that Lee is recommending, and we can talk about this, is a 24/7 800 number. Where if you're a neighbor who STR'd for the weekend, if they rented to somebody who is causing a problem, they can call the 800 numbers at 3 AM as opposed to calling Lee or myself or somebody on the board. Call the 800 number. The 800 number will then contact the manager of record and get them to remediate the problem. The price of this is 17.
That's insane.
What do you mean?
This hotline,
Mm-hmm.
you have to have every property manager or owner,
Yeah.
their phone number listed, they have to be in Columbia County to address a problem that's happening, or?
Yeah, well, that's part of the STR regulations. You have to have an on-site manager at all times.
Right, but in reality. I just feel like we'd be paying for this service, and I don't think you're gonna be able to rectify anything immediately through it.
I mean, as opposed to them calling one of us or Lee, I mean, the manager needs to be, yeah.
Point, I mean,
Uh-huh.
what would the town's enforcement role be? With this hotline, like, because, you know, if
I
people
mean-
are making noise or,
Yeah.
I mean.
Well, that's the that's the,
Right, but you would, I mean, a neighbor, they're not gonna call the town, are they? They're gonna call.
You're gonna call the police, yeah.
Not
but
necessarily.
not necessarily. I mean, well, they could call the police or the police are gonna wanna know who's the manager, who's who's gonna,
We had
whose property this.
a pipe broke and we didn't know who the owner was. We had an issue because he wasn't answering his phone and we didn't know what to do. Both Christmas Eve or
Wait, is
Christmas
this a
Day.
rental property?
Yes,
In Hillsdale?
yeah.
Pipe
And it
broke.
was what, 12 o'clock at night?
Yeah.
You couldn't find the owner or the property manager?
They wouldn't answer their phone.
So this Granicus is gonna have that number on record,
Alright, so
correct?
Yeah, the manager,
Okay.
yeah.
If the people have registered, if they're a functioning
Yeah.
rental. My point is you have people that. Aren't active on Airbnb all the time. And they might rent out their property to friends or something.
Mhm.
I'm just saying, is it worth it to the town to pay? How much is the service? Sorry, I don't have my glasses on.
$1,700.
A month?
No.
Or a year?
A year.
Oh, all right, I thought it was a
There
month.
another zero.
Yeah, all right, that's not that
So-
much.
Okay. No,
I,
You need to
I,
put your specs on.
Yeah,
I just. I know a lot of property managers in town of
Mhm.
short-term rentals. I know a lot of people that have Airbnbs. They're active, they're not active. It's a tricky market to track.
yeah,
Yeah.
but in order to get it registered in the town,
Mhm.
they have to have a manager within 20
that's
miles
law.
Right.
of
Right.
the property.
Right,
With a number you can track them to. So, Granicus at the county level has this Excel spreadsheet that has everyone that's on Airbnb, Vrbo, whatever they are, listed, and whether they comply or they don't comply with their rules at the county, or, and in turn, our rules. at the
Right,
town. So
right.
they will have the county reference number, the town reference number, they've got the name of the owner, they've got the emails, they've got the address, they've got the emails of the manager, they've got the phone number.
Mhm.
But it's all in a database that I have access to,
Mhm.
so does Lee, so. does
And you guys
Lee.
pay to have access to that database, right?
The county pays.
The county pays.
Also, we do get a kickback of,
Some of the time.
some of the tax. Yeah, because
That
there's a
we're
4%, yeah.
As short-term rental.
Yeah, exactly. So we will get a kickback. I think I did a very rough calculation that we'll probably be getting 1,000 to 2,000 back. Based on the number of Airbnb, so this should pay for itself.
Town,
Yeah,
I
I mean,
guess.
I know Erwin's not here tonight, but I know he has a.
No, there's no way that you or I or anyone else who's next door to an.
would not.
To get to the manager.
When you get a permit from the town of Hillsdale,
Mhm.
is the owner and the property manager's contact info given at the time of the issue of the permit?
Yes,
So we
Yeah.
already have that info.
we do.
For those who have applied, and now we have to work on
And the
compliance.
county has it too.
Okay,
because
is there any data showing that there's a lot of outstanding
Yes,
in
Yeah.
Hillsdale?
We have,
there's 100 and last time I looked, which was a while ago, there's 189 listings.
Yeah,
Which can mean one unit that's listed 5 different ways.
Right, right.
Airbnb, Verbo and everywhere else. So, but technically there are 79 or 80 properties that are listed as being in Hillsdale. That are Airbnbs of some sort, but only 30 of those were registered in the town and or at the county.
Okay.
So,
And I can report that I operate only part-time, a short-term rental,
Mhm.
and I tried to pay my tax according to the schedule.
Okay,
The links do not work,
okay.
no portal. to
Oh, I
see
know,
how-
for the occupancy tax or the property
The
tax?
occupancy for this.
Okay.
For this.
All right.
option. So, I'm technically out of compliance.
Okay.
Because there's,
There's
Can
no way-
you-
I really made
Good faith effort.
email.
Okay.
the County and tried to figure this out.
So you have to, okay,
Yeah, but, I haven't discovered actually how to pay the tax.
Yeah.
okay, I'll bring that up at the county level and Brenda
Yeah,
Adams.
so the link to I guess the payment portal is just a link to the original registration.
Okay,
So
yeah, there are some.
I just wonder how much tax they actually have collected in the first.
I-
Because
I don't think
that,
they've started
No,
yet.
no,
no, I
Yeah.
think the first quarter ended maybe in August. So
Yeah.
it was from June 1st, from my understanding.
no, I think
maybe
you're- yeah.
not.
And this is for the 4%
Yeah,
county occupancy tax.
yeah,
That's on top of the 4% sales tax from,
correct.
so
Correct.
it really comes out to 12%
Yeah.
for short-term rental.
There's 4+8, yeah, 8, yeah. That's good to know. I know there are growing pains. No, thank you for letting me know. I know there are,
Oh, no, we're
growing
paying it through
pains.
hip camp too.
yeah.
We opted to pay it. So
Yeah.
they're collecting it and paying the state and county.
Okay,
I'm sorry, no, I mean, we have
you have
to
to
pay
self-report. Yeah,
I mean, we have to, we self-report, yeah.
okay. All I can say is please bear with us.
Yeah.
This is new, but I do think it is trying to,
So what
So,
happens?
so
Okay.
it might be worth waiting until there's actually a possibility of real compliance before executing a contract for us to pay for checking the compliance that actually did not happen.
well, we're not opting for the compliance aspect of it. We're gonna do that in-house, because, but that 40 non-compliance, we can send out 40 letters.
It's a little big brother.
So
Yeah,
what happens if
yeah,
you make the call to these people?
yeah,
Yeah.
These people contact the manager
yeah.
and they do nothing.
I
Then,
would think that they would be able to get their permit revoked after so many
Well,
violations.
yeah.
But I don't know.
Is there any
well, I mean, then
consequence?
they're breaking if the manager is not within 20 miles, they're breaking the law.
The manager isn't.
Right, this is like this,
So the
and they're not gonna deal with it.
Well, again, this is stuff we're gonna have to deal with. This is-
So I think this should be looked into, like some kind of consequence.
Does
Yeah,
anybody
yeah.
have any data on like Copake's supposed to be the largest Airbnb?
They are very big.
They're very
Yeah.
big and then Hillsdale's like second or third. Does anybody have data like that?
Granicus
This
does
is
it.
another meeting,
Granicus
but
does.
Yeah, I can get you that data.
because,
it's-
yeah,
Copac actually contracted with Granicus right before the county did, and then they stopped. Because like why double dip, so they revoked the Copac Granicus and just went with the county, so. It is coming up now because it is budget season, we will be getting this tax, we didn't account for that in the tentative budget was, the tax revenue from that. Note to self, and also for increased, compliance. We'll be getting fees from that.
we added that,
We did add that, yes, we
we
did.
added to.
So, and I do know Irwin has strong feelings on this, because he has a large Airbnb next door to him. But, you can talk to that, when he's
did
here.
not know that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. You hear that?
Steve, I just wanna,
Yeah.
I kind of broke the copay law on this, but I'm not sure exactly what the said was, but. The copay law, if you're operating, you don't register. Right, they're fines, and also, for any of these other violations, they're escalating fines.
Okay.
And also, it could be revocation, so I'm not sure what yours does, but if it doesn't have those things, you can certainly, you may need to amend.
I think we may implement it, yeah, I
Um,
agree.
But there was you know, increasing sequential enforcement for people who are not doing what they're supposed to.
Progressive discipline.
Yes.
Well done. So there's a motion to approve the host compliance hotline. Do you have any?
Sounds better than that other thing.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
No,
We did not make the motion yet?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry, okay. Motion 14825 to engage Granicus's host compliance hotline at the rate of $1,789.13 per year, commencing on January 1st, 2026. Can I get a motion, please? Steve, can I get a second? Jamie, thank you. We did discuss that pretty well, and we'll be doing more discussion in the budget season, but all in favor? Joanna?
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Begrudging aye. Thank you. Onto the Rotan Park. Joanna, I didn't put a report for you, but do you want to do a report?
Road Jam Park, things are winding down. The summer program ended.
Mhm.
It was pretty successful this year. We did have a few issues with the water.
The water
Take
supply.
care of that, and I'll talk to you later about that bill. But I think the farmer's market had its last big weekend, Labor Day weekend. It was a record crowd.
Mhm.
We still had people parking up at the Hilltop
Despite
Barn
the signage.
despite the signage,
Okay.
and there was an event going on. There was a birthday party, so it was
Oh,
confusing.
okay, all right,
So, you know, I said, I'm not gonna go into this now, but if you close the gate,
yeah,
people just open it back up, you know, and they're gonna park up there. So,
okay,
that said, we should. I'm not on the board next year, so the new park person can handle it.
okay,
All
all
right,
right.
I'll just leave it at that. Other than that, the crops, did we talk about Lynn Main and?
We're gonna talk about that next, but I do want to congratulate you on,
The idea?
no, on that's second, just on the awarding of the HRBT matching grants.
Oh, yeah,
2 grants over 2 years for 25K totaling 50 that are matching, which sounds daunting, but
yeah.
other grants can be used.
I could
it's
use
like a right-
another grant to match this.
Exactly.
Well, I guess my first letter will be to my friends at Rhinestone.
Yes, exactly. And to their credit, it does potentially spur another grant donor to
It
say,
doesn't
you know,
have to be the full 25. I can
No,
break it
yeah.
up between people, yeah.
Yeah.
So I have 3 months to get those letters right.
Yeah. Or,
Okay.
you know, come back.
Good.
My door's always open.
You like
Um,
grants, all
yeah.
right, so, and then, other than that, whoever. In the next term, in the next
Yeah.
year, takes over the park, I'm happy to meet with them and
Okay.
give them all the stuff, and then you and I talked about. I talked to Bill and Zelda about a list, and they're working
Oh.
on getting it to me.
Okay, this is a list of capital improvements, so there are 3 historic buildings.
Yeah.
What the state classifies, so it'd be nice to know, how
Yeah.
much the boiler, we know the roof's a problem, we know.
Yeah, we
So let's just get a
know,
realistic, like, what are we looking
yeah,
at
we're
here?
just gonna make a list and come up with a number and see where we're at with our current grant money and ongoing
I
grants.
would urge you to throw everything in the kitchen sink in,
Yeah.
you know, like, it needs painting, it needs whatever.
We need to tear down that lead paint filled office that's near the side of, other side of the side, near the end of the barn, but we'll talk about it.
Oh, boy, okay, now I'm gonna get into that, okay, all right.
What's it, 25,000 for 2025 and then another for 2026?
Yes, they broke it up into 2 separate grants, so the way if you click on the letter, it reads 1 grant for 25 and a second grant to be awarded no sooner than, which the date I think is the end of their fiscal year. So I guess they have a pot of money for each year and they say, we're gonna give you this money, but we can't give you part 2 until our
Right.
next fiscal
So,
year.
yeah,
Yeah,
So the first 25K, I mean, we need to match quite quickly.
we have a year, I mean, there's no deadline on this, there's no
Oh,
hard stop.
okay.
The only deadline, it's not a deadline, is the soonest we could get the second grant. If it takes us 3 years to get, the 25K to match, that's fine. But we can get it no sooner than April of 2025, the second.
Oh, I
Yeah.
see, okay.
Yeah, so, motion to.
And hopefully that money will just be put away for future stuff at the park.
Okay, I'm sorry, I forgot to get a motion again. Motion to accept the HRBT matching grants in the amount of 25K for 2025 and 25K for 2026 for road jam park enhancement and maintenance, which is important. Can I get a motion, please?
I make a motion.
Second.
Second, any further discussion?
I'm good.
All in favor?
Aye.
I want to say thank you to HRBT.
Yep.
HBRT, we'll send a thank you note if we haven't already. Okay, all right, we'll get you a draft, and I have that agreement for you to sign.
Yeah, I'll
So
come in
don't
and
leave.
discuss that and do all that.
Okay, great, thank you. Okay, the second resolution. Can I get a motion to amend the Road Jam Park agreement with Berkshire Dairy LLC? If I get a motion, we can discuss this at length. Steve, can I get a second? I will second.
Oh,
Just
sorry.
for discussion.
I was reading.
Yeah. Here's the situation. We, as you know, had an historically rainy May. I have to go back to 1952 to get the amount of rainfall that we had in May in Columbia County. It was a daily rain, basically. In order for the farmer to mow, he needs 2-day dry before, 2-day dry afterwards, because the ground will be too wet for the heavy machinery if it's not at least 2 days. And the hay will not dry properly without 2 days afterwards. So with this continuous rainfall, we lost the first mow. We did extend, we have a deadline of June 1st for the migratory bird issue. We did grant an extension, and then it continued to rain. And we just got to a point where we forego the mow, the hay, and the income from the first mow. The working assumption was that the hay would be mowed in August. However, goldenrod, a series of other invasives, or not invasives, but weeds have made the hay undesirable. So now we're looking, the farmer gave me an estimate of $4,000, so we're losing 2 mows, which is $3,500. Plus we're going to have to pay for it to be brush hog, so almost $8,000 we're looking at loss of revenue for the park. So this resolution would be to take extreme weather into consideration, to honor the farmer and his good intention and his 20-year record of serving the town and funding the park. The farming revenue is one of the few revenue streams that we do have with our agreement with the state. Again, this was a extreme situation. I would hope that this would not occur for hopefully another 75 years, but I don't. Did we take a motion for this?
Yes.
Okay, so we're doing discussion. Thank you. Personally, it's my hope that we cannot put a significant amount of the park operating budget at the behest of weather.
Summer. $4,000 a summer.
Plus, no, it's 8,000, because we have to
$8,000.
now pay for the brush hog. We've heard, and I want to thank John especially, and Gretchen, who I've talked to extensively. And I hope we understand the extenuating circumstance that we
I
are.
have a question. What
Yes, sir.
you told Gretchen the situation?
Yes,
What did
yes.
she say?
She helped me write the resolution.
Okay,
Yeah.
right, no,
It's
good,
such a unique situation.
yeah,
We want to be sensitive, absolutely, but we do have an obligation with a contract with the state to maintain this park and to gather the revenues and to spend them as we see fit.
it's a weird situation.
It's a very bizarre situation.
It's a total chicken and egg thing, it's like,
But it's just,
farmers gotta grow stuff so we can make money to run the park and then
Right, and that,
birds gotta be able to live there and they can't when you grow the soybean crops and whatever else, you gotta harvest it.
yeah, alfalfa's fine, but you know, as I understand it, I wasn't around when the park was negotiated, but the understanding was that's how you will make your money. It's going to be a working farm
Right, a work.
that happens to be on state land. That's the
Right.
kicker right there.
Okay.
And
So
we,
the state to say that.
I think we had showed good faith
Yeah,
in, and we, in most of these years, it will be mowed by June 1st. It's just, if we're trying to do budgeting and operating, to take that risk based on something we can't control, the weather is, I don't think would be responsible.
all right. Are we voting?
Amy, Steve, and,
I'm not saying.
okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, unanimous. Thank you all, and I want to thank John and Gretchen, for their input and, their concern in bringing that to the board. And as I said, this should not be a problem. But there you go. Okay, resolution, are we still 151 or was you
Yeah, one
up
by
it?
one is fine.
Yeah, did you up it because of the light pole resolution that was added? Did you?
I don't think it's me.
You added it at the end, great, thank you. Okay, motion to approve stipend payment of $1,000 to Bart Ziegler for grant procurement services. Can I get a motion, please? Steve, can I get a second? Joanna, okay, basically, it's in our budget to have a grant writer for 2025. Any further discussion?
Yeah. So, of course, we want to reward people for working for the town, but I did look at something that was. So, I'm not sure that municipalities should make retroactive payments for services that were performed without a contract, without an existing contract.
Well, this is a stipend, so it's not the salary, it's a stipend, so I talked about this.
For
Well,
the
this, I
periods.
said retroactive payments, I mean.
Right, well, we
It's
can,
very unusual, I mean, again, thank you.
no, yeah,
for
yeah,
service.
nothing personal,
There are many people that contribute and volunteer their time to
Right.
this grants.
right,
Has this town or any town ever thought of paying them for their service retroactively? It seems like, I mean, it seems like a accounting and maybe ethical no.
okay, I can rephrase this, because Bart's, as deputy supervisor, is in the office every day with me from 10 to 2. So I can rewrite this to reflect, I do want to put $1,000 for the next deputy supervisor in the budget. This is,
Yeah, it's never been a paid position.
Yeah, because wait, town board members get every 3 months get a check.
yeah,
Clerk gets a check, deputy clerk gets a check, supervisor gets a check, deputy supervisor gets nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
well,
think,
that needs to change in the future.
no,
I think there's probably public policy that makes sure that municipalities do not do these type of things. And if we do, then it would be an exception that needs to be made.
I think it should be for the position going forward.
the position going forward, okay, so if we cut, the first paragraph. Whereas currently there's no salary allotted to the role of deputy supervisor. Where, cut this paragraph too, whereas, to approve the stipend of $1,000 to Bart Ziegler for, services, for continuing services
But the services are.
as deputy supervisor. Currently there's no salary allocated to the role of deputy supervisor, and whereas. I'm gonna cut the second, third page to be paid. This is Franklin from.
Just say that.
Two part to it, so we cut all the retroactive mentions of the grant. Procurement, to approve the stipend of $1,000 to Bart Ziegler for continuing services as deputy supervisor. Whereas currently there's no salary allocated to the role of deputy supervisor. Whereas I can add a whereas, I guess
Will be included in
Yes.
2026.
I'm not doing this to my, I don't care, as generously as suggest this, but frankly, this is gonna cause an issue. Let's just cancel it for this year, it's not worth the questions.
And I'll double check with Patterson, but why don't we table this for now?
That's fine.
Yeah, okay, great, so, suspended pending, thank you for understanding, thank you for bringing that up, Jamie. Any other business before the town? We will have to, adjourn for executive session, but I think I'm gonna just bring up the 0.27 acres behind town hall. In open session, because there's really no negotiation going on. I do have some news, so I'll just do that in public. Does that sound good? I mean, it does involve a potential real estate. Basically, as we know, we discussed, and as an appraisal was done on a 0.27 acre parcel behind town hall that's currently property of 2605. The building next door is an L shape that goes behind, and we would buy this part of the L for public use of public parking, and also potentially to get our staff out of the multi-basement in the future.
Urban annex.
Yeah, the owner has said that he would be willing to sell the property, the 2.7 acres to the town for $20,000. We would need to have a survey done of the town hall. I'm double checking with the county that the survey is not on file. We should have a survey of the town hall property regardless.
Does he have to go before the planning board for the subdivision, or how does that work?
Yes, yeah,
It's not a
it's a lot line adjustment, yeah, but, so, the, motion, 152.
No, that was the other.
Oh,
152 was the relocation.
okay, 15.
So it should be 152.
153 to approve the supervisor to accept the offer or to spend $20,000 for the procurement of the lot.
I have a question.
Yeah, I would just make a motion first, if you could
Okay.
first second it, or I'll make the motion. Did I get a second? Steve, okay, discussion, yes.
What are the plans, what would the town use that 2.7 acres for?
0.27.
0.27,
2.7.
yeah,
Big
quarter of
big
an acre.
difference.
Did I say that wrong again?
You did.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry.
All right,
That's a little-
okay.
0.27,
2.7.
yeah,
It is a quarter of an acre.
yes, exactly,
It is literally those woods right there.
yeah,
at the
right
end of the
behind us
driveway.
to Lauren and Chris's property.
Okay, what would the town use that?
Parking and a possible annex.
Is there enough land to build an annex on that?
What is that?
It's like,
Yeah.
how big would that annex be? I mean. Can you do that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
What are the plans? What are the?
well, there's no plan, but
Extending the parking, I. totally
extending the
get.
park, yeah. Well, look,
It's gotta be done for a public purpose, so.
Okay,
the fact
so-
that their Intention to use it as parking isn't.
public purpose, so yeah, let's say parking for now, look, someday, look, it's just not healthy we're gonna have to figure out how to get our staff out of the
Out of
space.
space,
It's
Yeah.
awkward and it's not really accessible, even though
Yeah.
we have that elevator.
Right,
it doesn't
right,
work
right.
half the time,
Right,
and then people are just almost falling down the stairs. both
Right.
stairs. So we need to do something here to make the officers
So you would,
above ground.
you would build an addition off of this
Right,
part,
exactly.
got you.
Calling it
I was
an
thinking a
Addition.
separate building.
Yeah,
in the
no,
woods,
yeah.
okay.
It just gives us
Gotcha.
a possibility,
It's not
but,
gonna-
To elevate the staff, got you, get them out of the basement.
but, you know, it is a pretty postage stamp size. It was obviously, it was,
Spencer Town's Town Hall.
oh, Lord,
They have
yeah.
the White House.
Well, they also have a, Elmsworth, a benefactor, yeah,
Yeah,
who gave them millions of
okay,
dollars
I'm all for this, it's additional parking and possibly a
in the future.
small addition.
But right now, let's just say additional parking.
Survey.
Right, well, that's kind of separate, we need a survey anyway. So I'll do a.
It's gonna be like
separate
$5
of that,
grand.
Yeah, okay.
Ken,
Okay, yeah.
do municipalities normally acquire land without a specific proposal or idea for the public use of that property?
I looked at a bunch of opinions today and what does it, it has to be acquired for a public purpose. You know, that's pretty broad. I mean, I think the fact that there's a shortage of parking and the initial intention is to make it available for parking would satisfy that. And that's a public purpose and, you know, it's corresponds kind of the size of the thing. I think that in this case would be adequate. When it's a recognized need, it's a very small part about it. There are many reasons for it. But yeah, there's gotta be a basis for acquiring any land. It does specifically say in the statute for a public purpose. But I do think that would be adequate.
And it's also in the comprehensive plan and it's also in the PPS plan for additional parking.
Yes, that's true.
Within the town, within.
That totally makes sense, okay.
So, is there any more kind of public process or documentation that you would recommend prior to moving ahead to purchase additional property?
It's within the town board's power to acquire property and, you know, it's for a public purpose. So
I did post the
there's a
appraisal.
different thing for the sale of property, that's permissive referendum and such, but
I mean, we've been talking about this for half a year, so,
Yeah, the appraisal was done a good 6 months ago and posted in the
all
public
right,
record.
I'm all for it.
Um,
It's a sign.
all in favor? I see, all against?
I'm gonna abstain.
Okay, thank you. This owner. I'll call him tomorrow, you know, we'll see what he's, you know, he did make that offer. You know, he's dealing with some financial stuff over there, so I will keep you posted. I also need to make resolution 155, 154 to obtain a survey of the town hall properties. It's actually 2 properties. I did receive, an estimate, from Kimmy Schmidt, who we've used in the past, of $4,250. I get a motion, please. See, Joanna, any further discussion? I'm waiting because I'm having Holly Tanner do a last ditch effort if there's something on file at the county.
Right,
It's insane that we don't have one. We need that.
yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know why there wasn't one. When we bought the place in 2010.
yeah, that's not all that.
Mr. Mishmosh? What's his last name?
The town hall
okay,
doesn't
town
have
hall,
a survey
gotcha,
at the town hall. They don't have
Yeah.
a library days in the town.
Right.
All right.
Gotcha.
Jeff, did you not comment, please, go ahead.
Didn't we, as a town, do a survey of the property when we bought this place?
That's what we were just discussing, it's not on file.
That's where the parking situation with Mount Washington actually became legal.
Yeah,
Because it was always, this is
yeah,
partly Mount Washington property. And then when the survey came out, it was like, oh, these three spots are actually on the Mount Washington.
Okay,
Yeah, we have a Mount Washington survey, we have a copy of it, but we don't have a copy, the town does not have a survey. of
so
that, of the-
we're gonna continue to check. This is the
Yeah.
last stitch effort. I've got spies or investigators on it, yeah.
And the other thing about that piece of property is it's a lot of rock. So
Yeah.
if you're gonna make a parking lot out of it,
Right.
you're gonna spend a lot of money. You know,
Okay,
breaking
you.
it up.
Yeah.
A lot of that.
yeah.
The house has been on the market for how long next door?
6 months.
6 months,
Yeah,
and it's not moving.
Been on
Yeah.
the market for a couple of
yeah,
months.
Okay.
well,
Who should donate it to the town of Hillsdale?
Yeah.
okay, I will definitely make that, I will
Just tell
definitely
them
make
that on the phone.
I did.
There's
That'd be a
your
nice
new
tax
law.
write-off for it,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, motion to approve, the expenditure for a survey for the town hall, all in favor? Three ayes, any nays?
Abstain.
Okay, thank you. Motion, it is now 8:34. Motion to adjourn into executive session to discuss, union negotiations, personnel matters. Can I get a motion, please? 8:34. Steve, Joanna, all in favor, on discussion, all in favor of adjourning?
Yeah,
And to have.
And to have Richard and Bart remain as they are part of the negotiating team?
All right, I'm gonna end.
May I just bring up one
Sure,
last thing?
sure,
I thought, I didn't know, if we would have, the extra time.
Oh, yeah, go ahead, sorry, yeah, any other business before?
Yes, so, there was a missing 10K, NYSERDA grant from 2022-23 that was supposed to be used to pay for the balance 12 panels in the highway garage. Me, Sabina, Robert Patterson, we were looking for evidence that this $10,000 was received.
Mhm.
Well, we didn't need to receive it because it's a reimbursement, it's a
Oh.
reimbursement grant.
Okay,
It changed in 2024, so that's why I wasn't aware.
Okay.
$10,000 that we received for in 2024-25 was sent to us before we, spent it. So
okay,
that was the confusion. So we have $10,000
okay,
for this highway garage solar. I just confirmed this, so I can send you the email chain.
okay,
The state agency, I guess NYSERDA and the, regional consultants. So we can confirm this now. The problem is that the estimate that was done 2023 to 2024
okay,
is, about $15,000 with the various, incentives, right, like the state and federal incentives applied to it. So that's
so a
fine,
total of 15K to,
right, so
install.
we don't have that 5K.
okay,
The
all right,
other climate smart grant money, which we have quite a bit of, is already allocated to other projects, so
Right.
we can't move that around.
okay,
So the town board would need to approve that,
expenditure,
approve that balance, and then also we would need to go through a formal procurement process.
okay, so-
Unless there was an exemption granted.
Do you-
great.
Give
Would,
us that paperwork.
You're
Yeah,
defending
so the implementation of the entire grant, because we're late now,
Mhm.
the implementation of the entire grant is due before March 2026.
okay,
So given that you don't want people installing solar panels on a roof when it's snowing or in
Right.
inclement weather, I think we should try to get the request for, what is it, the RFP out as fast as possible.
okay,
Given that, so our board already reviewed this RFP.
yeah,
Ken
Yeah.
already provided input for it, so I can, re-share that with the board, but I think it still needs to be reviewed in a public meeting.
okay, so we can do that in
So
October?
So what I was wondering is if we could add time, to maybe a budget hearing
Sure.
or a special meeting to move that forward, so Ravina can
Yeah, I can do it.
execute it.
Sure, just so you know, Patterson is recommending that we have a list of capital improvements for 2026. Such as, what's on there now,
So,
Yeah.
salt shed, you know, I mean, we think, so we can add that to that list.
I have the list and I collected even the actual checks received by NYSERDA against each of these grants, but this was the missing piece because I wasn't here.
Okay.
I couldn't figure this out for the longest time.
All right.
So anyway, if we want to get those 12 panels, I think we.
Okay, so we'll put it,
I just got some paperwork back from home. From the state today. And there's more paperwork in his house, so it's.
At this point, I think we did full diligence, we have all the paperwork we need from
Okay.
NYSERDA.
Is that-
Original stuff.
okay, so,
I'm gonna put all my email communication in one folder so that there's like a record of.
okay. So we can, talk in budget sessions about allocating 5K in capital improvements, which is not part of the operating budget, but you're gonna start allocating capital improvement.
Yeah, and it could be more than that.
Okay,
Because it's up to the installers, when they send their proposals, it'll be up to the installers to decide which incentives they're going to use.
okay,
So that's not.
in your control,
Yeah, it's not in
Okay.
my control.
got it, okay, we can make, allotments for that. But thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah.
Any other business before this time? Okay, motion to adjourn to executive session at 8:40 PM. For the purpose of discussing, personnel. Union contract. All in favor? Joanna, you in favor?
Yes.
Yes, unanimous. Thank you all for coming. Thank you, sir. Thank you.